Hello everyone. I wanted to try a new format for communicating how my books are progressing and thought that weekly update videos might be a fun way to achieve this. This will help me look back at each week and assess how I can make my workflow better, but also point to it when people ask about the progress of my next book. It's Monday and I woke up quite late because I messed up my sleeping schedule yesterday, but I plan to make up for it. I have a small breakfast on the balcony and try to reply to some emails and messages. One of my German narrators has located a possible issue in the German manuscript of the last book we're producing, so he asked me for the original to make sure what he's narrating is correct. Things like that come up every once in a while, and honestly, it's a sign that the narrator is dedicated to delivering a great production. I also checked my Amazon dashboard and noticed one of my books was marked for having a mistake, so I fixed it real quick and uploaded the updated version of the book. It was nothing big really. Instead of writing levels 50 to 89, I wrote 50 to 99, and thankfully someone noticed it. Seeing how emails and breakfast are done, it's time to go for a walk with Poco. It's Monday, which is gym day for me, and I plan to do some writing right after that because I will be on a podcast later today. I went to one of my favorite cafes in Berlin and ended up writing just above 3,000 words today. At the moment, I'm writing the third and final book in the Physics of the Apocalypse series. I'm about 40% into this book and the sequence of scenes I was writing today were quite heavy. The three characters of the book are in a very dark place and have to hang on while dealing with their deepest insecurities. Having a good grasp on the characters and their motivations made writing these scenes a bit easier, and I just managed to reach the end of that sequence today, so tomorrow it will be time to level up and upgrade. I had to stop writing a bit earlier because I was invited on the Stats on Stats podcast today at 5 p.m. And man, I am so happy to speak with people who read LitRPG, and the hosts of this podcast were an absolute delight to talk to. We spent quite some time chatting after the show ended, until I noticed the emails piling on my inbox. I hopped out of the call and did some admin work, all the while looking at the hammock, and that was the day for me. It's Tuesday and the weather is just perfect. I'll do some admin tasks again and go for a walk with Poco. It looks like there's a few more things that need to be taken care of in terms of emails today, so I think I'll have lunch before going out to write. My absolute favorite local cafe is closed on Mondays, but I get to go there and write today. It's so nice sitting outside under the shade because as strong as the sun is, the air is quite cool. I put a beach ambient music playlist on Spotify and started writing. The part I'm writing today is pushing the characters to the middle arc of the book. There is some setup over what kind of difficulties they're going to face and setting the scene for what is going to come over the next chapters. Unfortunately, I had to return home because I needed to access certain documents, so I'll be continuing my writing from my desk. I thought the scenes that I was going to write today would be a bit more cheerful, but I forgot what I had outlined. Today's menu was a mother going insane with grief after her son passed and eventually blaming our main character. Fun, right? On that light note, I think I'll wrap up today. I've written a bit over 2,000 words, so I think I'll take care of a few more emails and then take the rest of the day off. I consider this counting as Wednesday, even though it was a continuation of my Tuesday. I was part of another podcast called Dreamers Talking to Dreamers that started at 1 a.m. and lasted for 2 hours. I was physically tired, but speaking with other people about books and especially LitRPG actually acts like Red Bull in my brain. We talked about our series, our future projects, and LitRPG in general, and honestly I could have stayed in front of that screen for another 2 hours. Because I went to bed quite late though, I started my Wednesday late as well. Quick breakfast and then went to the cafe for some writing. Thankfully, I did not have too many emails to take care of, so I went straight into the story. Today's scene was something that I had initially planned on happening a bit later into the book, but realized that it would be better fitted 2 chapters ago. In general, I like outlining my stories so I can be sure what I'm writing makes sense and the narrative is right. But there's also occasions where changes would be better, so I try to remain flexible. In this case, one of the mentor figures of the last book in this trilogy is praising the villain, meaning he lists all of the ways that it's going to be hard to beat the final boss, perhaps even making it clear that they might not all make it out of it alive. I stopped after writing a bit more than 3,000 words and took care of some emails and tasks connected to this video. With this, my working day is over and I'll head home, take a shower, lunch and get ready for watching the new Barbie movie tonight. And I gotta say, it was a pretty fun movie to watch. I kinda slept in today, slowly waking up at around 10 AM and making some breakfast before taking Poco out for a walk. Thursdays are usually release days for my German book publishing business, so there were some marketing things that needed to be taken care of. Today's release was a LitRPG box set of 3 books we released last year, so I had to make some posts on our Facebook groups and Discord server. With that taken care of, I'm off to the cafe to get some words down. In this part of the story, a long campaign that involves an army pushing back hordes of monsters begins, so I was excited to start writing it. This leg of the journey is going to be a lot of doing the same thing, which is creating a strategy to move through the cloud of monsters and then fighting them. For this reason, it is important to write it in a way that is not repetitive, shows that a lot of time is passing by between each scene, and that the mental state of our heroes is gradually becoming worse. I tried doing this by sprinkling scenes that might be good at describing what is happening in their heads while also showing the progress they're making. It wasn't the best of days productivity-wise because I was meeting some friends at 4 PM, so I only wrote 2,300 words. But the afternoon was quite fun, having drinks at the park with friends. I tried to wake up earlier on Friday and started my day by going to the gym, doing some cardio and machines. Quick trip back home and Poco was ready to go for his morning walk. The weather is not sunny today, but coming from Greece, where summers are too sunny and too hot for my taste, I love an overcast day with a cool gust. Walking Poco is a great chance for me to catch up with the things I want to do, plans that I have for my books and business, and think of what I'm going to write on that day. I sometimes listen to audiobooks, but since I'm going to start writing in a bit, I wanted to keep my head clear from the influence of other books. After I put some food for Poco, I got my laptop and favorite keyboards and walked to the cafe. Today's writing was all about the slow progress of the army and our heroes toward their goal. I've created this place where 3 concentric circles are flooded with monsters, each circle having much more powerful enemies than the one before it. Today, we managed to break through the first circle, moved to the safe zone after it, and started fighting monsters of the second circle. Unfortunately, I went to the cafe a bit late, so I only managed an hour writing there before it closed, and I had to go back home and continue. So anyway, these monsters are a lot stronger, and I wanted to make this a point, as well as still a strike to the army's morale. So, of course, someone had to die, but I didn't start writing that scene just yet. Instead, I began the paragraph and left it mid-sentence. This way, when I start writing again on Monday, it will be a lot easier to get back into it. After saving and backing up everything, I drove to a friend's place for our weekly Dungeons & Dragons session. The total for this day was a bit over 2,000 words, which means I managed to write slightly above 12,500 words this week. Not bad, but not great either. However, I think the most important thing is writing at least 2,000 words every day. Consistency builds good habits, and this is more important for me. This brought the book to roughly 52%, so we're more than halfway there. And that's it, everyone. This was week 29. I'm Dimitrios Girgiris, and you got a peek in the writing of Physics of the Apocalypse, Book 3. If you liked the video, please let me know, and if you think I earned it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a great weekend. Bye!